This is Jordan Smotherman with Military and Mountain Athlete. I'm going to talk today about how to make a step-up bench that we use here. First of all, let's look at the materials that you're going to need for our step-up bench. Our step-up benches are 17 inches high, 8 feet long, and about 17 inches wide. So you're going to need a 8 foot by 1 foot 4 inch piece of plywood. That's going to be the top that you're going to step up on. So again, it's 8 by 16 here, 8 foot long by 16 wide. You're going to need 2 8 foot long 2x4s. You're going to need 1 7 foot 9 inch 2x4, 2 1 foot 3/4 inch 2x4s, 3 8.5 inch 2x4s, 4 1 foot 4 inch 2x4s, and then 4 1 foot 4 inch 2x6s. And then you'll need about 94 screws. If you buy a box of 100, you'll be fine. Oh, and they're 2.5 inch or 3 inch. We kind of have both in our boxes, I'm sorry, in our step-up benches. But either one will work. With the 3 inch screws, you may have just a tiny amount of the point sticking through on the inside, but it'll be on the inside of the bench, so it won't ever hamper your athletes or anything like that. So let's take a step back here and look at our bench. This is our 16 inch or 1 foot 4 inch by 8 foot piece of plywood here, and then our 2 8 foot 2x4s are forming this frame right here. And then if you look on the end, this piece right here is these are our 2 1 foot and 3/4 inch 2x4s right here forming the frame. So let's just take a second and let's look at this frame from the other side. The frame at the top. We've got these 4 pieces here mounted on top of the 2x4. I'm sorry, the plywood. This is a 3/4 inch plywood also. So you can go ahead and build that out first. We've used 2 screws to secure each of the 2x4s together. And then on the top, if we flip it back over, we've got screws set at about 1 foot increments down the top of the plywood to mount this plywood to the 2x4s here. Also, we have 1 screw at the center point of each of the ends, just to make sure that the width is flush. So now let's kind of move and talk about the frame underneath, the support frame. This one long 2x4 here is our 7 foot 9 inch long 2x4. And it's that length, it's that 3 inches short, because you've got this 1.5 inches right here taken up by this 2x4 on either end. So we've got our 4 16 inch 2x4s here, and then these are our 8.5 inch 2x4s. And then your 2x6s are here, and these are back to back. So if you look right here, you can see these two are mounted. These two are screwed to each other, and these are also 16 inches. So the way that this is put together here is that you've got this 8.5 inch 2x4, and it was mounted first to this 2x6, and you can see here how this it's flush against this far side of the bench. After you mount the 8.5 inch 2x4 here, then you're going to mount the other 2x6 together. On this 2x6, we used 4 screws here on the side to mount them together at an angle, and then also right here on the foot of the board, there's one set in. There's a screw set in to hold it together here at the bottom. So again, you'll mount this 2x4 to the 2x6 with 2 screws, and then you'll mount the 2x6s together with these 5 screws. And then you can put that other, the other 2x4 on the other side. This is mounted with 2 screws here. Same process with these, where you'll mount this with 2 screws on either side. And then these 2x6s, this end obviously is the exact same as that end. And then this board right here can be secured to either end. And then this is set right in the center, right here. So this is at the 4-foot point of our frame here, of the top part of our frame. So that's how we make our 8-foot by 17-inch by 16-inch wide step-up benches. Fucking sweet.